Welcome back, everyone, to the Big Cheese AI podcast. Today is October 30th. It's Halloween is tomorrow, 2025.
Happy Halloween.
I guess we got to just quickly ask, are you dressing up as anything for Halloween? I know you're not, Brandon.
No.
I am not.
No, nothing this year.
No.
You're not doing. What were you? Weren't you some kind of coupley thing?
Yeah. We went to a party.
Butter and toast or something.
We were bread and. No, what the hell were we? Oh, we were breadwinner. I had a bread costume, like a loaf of bread, and she had a bunch of Olympic medals.
And by the way, congratulations on the wedding.
Good segue.
Jacob is now officially married, and that was a wonderful, beautiful service.
Thank you.
Yes, we were at the wedding. Jacob got to go to Italy, and Brandon and I recorded a podcast by ourselves. And it was.
And you didn't burn this place down. That's
No.
nice.
Yeah, we've been working on the studio. It's getting better. Let's get right into it. So it's been an interesting couple months, weeks. There's all kinds of things going on in the I guess with the big bigs. But we're going to talk today about some of the things that affect us during the day as in our work with AI, and some of the things that we're putting out there, and some of the things that we're getting from other people. And I kind of suggested this topic because I just keep seeing this term all over the place. I found out it was coined, and I'm way behind. So this was like first coined in like May 2024, right. And it's the concept called AI slop, right? And let's just get into it really quick. We see it every single day. All this stuff that we're getting, whether they're emails, they're Twitter posts, they're code that we're writing, we're seeing things that are good. We're seeing things that are bad, and eventually, we're seeing some things that are just straight up slop. So let's just quickly, we'll start with Brandon. Like, how do we define slop? Why is people focusing on that term, and how is it affecting like what we're doing?
So I think the problem with the concept of slop is that it's very subjective to the end user. So a lot of times when you have people who are novice who are building things, they're going to build something and they're going to be like, oh my God, look how cool. Like I actually built this. And you're going to get that high from building it. It's working, it's doing all that stuff. But you just don't know that it's actual slop. Because you don't know what you don't know yet. And so there's this whole new movement of people that are coming in who are like just jumping on the bandwagon, and whether that's generating images that are just like, they're like, oh, look, I've got some certain people in my family who do this, where they'll generate images and they'll think it's the greatest thing ever because they came up with this analogy and then they turned it into an image, and it's shit. It is. It's shit. And it's just like, I get it. Like, I get where you were going with it, but if you would have spent, I don't know, 10 more minutes and generated 15 more iterations of this, you would have had something that was a lot better. But AI allows you to basically say, oh, this is good enough, right? And maybe that's what it is like before we would have called it that it passes a sniff test.
Right.
That you can smell it and you're like, yeah, it's not bad. It passes a sniff test, it's good. However, now with everybody being able to generate that, the sniff test is going to change, and it's going to have to smell way better than it has ever smelled before.
Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and I think you put like a time or like a time constraint of like how much time or energy did you put into generating it. I think the subjectiveness is the important part. Where like I would define AI slop as having intent. So like a low effort generation of content with the intention to do something, maybe not nefarious, but like looking at like fake viral videos that are AI slop, or fake due diligence on Reddit where they haven't really been putting any information or any thought into something.
But it looks like they did.
And it looks like they did.
Yeah.
And they're trying to look smarter or to do something or to gather attention of boats or whatever without actually putting any, I think intent matters because, someone who's not artistic can make something that's appears to be artistic to them that they couldn't make before. But if they didn't intend to like deceive someone, I'm just like, you just aren't as talented creatively. But
I think that actually brings up an interesting point though, because there is still so that seems more of like like a manipulation that I was trying to do versus just slop.
Yeah.
Right. And that's where I look at it, is that slop is just, I produced, growing up, as I started getting into my career of creating things, like I created a ton of slop, and I had to, because that's what you do, is you generate slop, and then you slowly start going, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe is what for me is slop is more about the work product that you're doing is just not to the level of what you would have when you become a professional.
Yeah.
Some people will go even further to what on the road that Jacob's gone down,
Right.
in terms of slop being like spam.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So like right now, I've noticed on Reddit, like I'm on this paranormal subreddit because I like ghosts and shit. Are you on the paranormal subreddit?
Yeah.
Well, some people are
never
making
even
up
seen
really.
each other on there. Yeah.
I still don't know how Reddit works. I really don't. But there's some outlandish stories that people have posted about something that happened to them.
Yeah.
And the first response on some of these posts are, "That's AI slop, nice slop, AI."
Right.
You know, and it's there's a concept of it being unwanted.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Well,
sure.
and you're deceiving. So not paranormal, but or whatever. But there was another subreddit that's like, they're just telling a story of like, can you believe? Am I the asshole or something like that?
Oh yeah, that's a great
And
one.
like, it used to be, some people might write a story and it's like a creative writer's exercise to like test their work. But, what the intent of these subreddits is like, tell your true story of what happened to you and then let the community to decide if that was, if you're the asshole or not. And then you get a lot of these like AI generated people who are farming for karma on Reddit or likes on Twitter or whatever, or retweets, whatever the hell people do on Twitter. I got off there. But yeah, I mean, like, again, I think that goes back to intent and, like, spam, it definitely trends towards spam. And those are the offenders that I think there's two things here. One, there's fear that AI is going to take everybody's job, which is based in reality. And then there's also just, like, frustration of, like, I get so many emails every day that it's just like, "Hi, I noticed that you are good at digital transformation projects. They look fantastic. Can we meet for coffee?" And I'm just like, or whatever. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is the sloppiest email I've ever seen.
Yeah. So there's a someone who actually wrote about this, and you can tell they did not use AI to write the article. And there's 2 points. We'll start with the quote. So, "I don't like reading obviously AI generated content on Twitter. There's a derogatory term for it, slop, which means something like AI content presenting itself as human, or even just unwanted AI content. But I have no problem reading AI-generated content when I talk to Copilot or ChatGPT."
Right.
Well, duh. But that's kind of the point, though, that we're getting at, where I think when we talk about slop, it's like a human put a deliverable together and presented it to another human, and it was obviously just generated by AI, and it wasn't necessarily, or that's the perception.
Yeah.
The perception is that it was you're almost not spamming isn't the right word, because spam has to do with what like material that they're trying to push onto you.
Right.
But from a deliverable perspective, I've been given PRDs for products where someone was just trying to check the box.
Okay, so here, let's double click on this a bit. Because what I'm wondering is, so that PRD and the documents that junior guy who you work with, who put all his effort into writing this shitty ass PRD, he comes back and you don't necessarily have the heart to tell him that this is kind of mid, right? Like it's fine, it's whatever, it was slop. Right. But because we actually care about other people and we actually don't want to necessarily hurt feelings, we don't necessarily call it slop. We just be like, yeah, okay, whatever. You can improve. But because it's AI, kind of going back to how I treat AI, like, again, I would never treat a human or even an animal the way that I treat AI. Right. Like, I mean, I lose my fucking mind and I call it the worst things you could possibly think of. Like, if there's ever an uprising, I'm guaranteed that it's like they're coming for me. And I wonder if there might be another thing here where it's like, now basically what we're seeing when we call a slop is just it's mediocre work. Like you didn't really think through this. Like you just went and you did the bare minimum and you turned it in, and that's fine. Like that's what the majority of America does, but it's still slop. And now we're seeing it with AI, and it's like if you're gonna fucking cheat with AI, then go and do it, man. But make it not fucking slop.
Yeah, and Sean's quote about you're okay with reading AI from ChatGPT or whatever, but you're not okay with a tweet being from a human. So what if the value out of both pieces of text were the same? Then the reality is we don't like being deceived, right? There's a perceived value in humans' effort to do the thing. Mm-hmm. So if the outcome is the same, but we thought a human spent time and energy doing it, we will read it, and because we care about humans, right? But if then we find out a bot did it and they didn't do any, but it still was valuable, or what? Under the premise of like this piece of information was valuable to me, and that's interesting to me. One, and I'm just like, what's the difference? To me, it's what you were talking about. Someone who takes a shortcut to give a deliverable or to disseminate information, and it's wrong, and the shortcut is just like it's taking more of my time, right? Like I'm okay with someone using AI to write the PRD if they brought great requirements to it, and they're using AI more as like make this clearer to understand, organize it better, like what AI is good at, right? Yeah. But if you're starting from the point of I don't actually know what I'm doing, so just go do it for me.
Well, it's like what we were just talking about before we got into the podcast is talking about the planning feature of Cursor, right? So I think there's a similar analogy here, is that saying, hey, we're going to have the AI. Hey, here's the thing we're going to go do. We're going to work on this. Go ahead and break down your plan. Figure it all out for me. Tell me what the fuck you're going to do, and then I'm going to go read that plan. And then I'm going to be like, oh, you were totally wrong on this part, on this part, on this part, and now I'm going to go execute. You just mitigated slop. Is the way that I think of it, really. Because like if we just said, because how many people I've watched, there's certain people that are out there that are like promoting that AI can do everything, and they're giving these like sessions to people, and so the example that they give is like, all right, I'm going to go build out my PRD, and then the AI comes back with a lot of questions, and every answer that he gave that for the questions is you decide. You decide, you decide, you decide. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, that's the problem. Like you don't even know what you don't know yet. And I think that there's a lot of overlap there in that space where that's what we're rubbing up against.
Yeah.
But so one quick thing on just the overall slop concept before we dig in a little deeper is I think that people are becoming much better at identifying something that's AI generated and looking at it with a derogatory mindset, especially if it's being presented if it's from a human. And also, I think that
why do you think that?
I think because it doesn't read well. Like especially like a story or a long form post. Right. I think with the way when you read it, you're like, there's just something wrong with this. It's like it's
uncanny valley.
Yeah, right, it's like a like when people are like, oh, that's a reptilian. They walking into the room. It's like the Man in Black. The Man in Black knocks on your door, right? And there's just something wrong with him. Like one of his eyes is fucked up. He doesn't walk right. Like they talk about that all the time. Is like how to identify a Man in Black. It's like they're not a human. Something's weird. They don't act like a human.
But yeah, I agree. But also not about the reptilian shit. But
Sean's going deep on the Reddit. So
I don't. You know what I'm saying though? But like
reptilians,
there's something off. But also
Hillary Clinton's a reptilian.
We've also gone. There's enough information or enough slop out there that everyone's been burned by something they thought was quote unquote real.
Yeah,
and then they were told it wasn't.
Yep.
Have you seen that? Cam footage. So I guess like security camera footage is notorious for being AI because it's grainy and it's easier to trick. So I saw the one about the cats running around on the woman's head at night. You know what I'm talking about?
SORA, yeah. Dude,
yeah.
So the SORA videos, man, they're getting scary good.
And I do pride myself on like having a pretty keen eye. I watched it and I was like, oh, that's crazy. And moved on. Didn't even cross my mind that could have been AI generated. And then it came out that it was AI generated. And I was like, there's a feeling you have of like deception and like feeling vulnerable or like, oh my God, if that can trick me,
So SORA, I think we've crossed the chasm to where we can no longer believe video. With what SORA is producing, the number of videos that have gotten me, because now people have built the SORA watermark remover, which is the most dangerous fucking technology ever. But those videos, man, and I've fallen now into old people get chiropractic AI videos from SORA talk. And so literally every video I have is some old lady who gets friggin' elbow dropped in a chiropractic environment, gets folded in half, and I'm laughing my ass off. And so this is the first time where I'm like, I heard them talking about that OpenAI is going to basically be releasing a TikTok competitor that's all going to be AI driven, and everybody's like, well, no one's going to want to do that, dude. The Bigfoots who are running through the forest, those are fucking funny. And there's comedians and there's people who are out there who are actually truly talented, who are able to take a story, who are able to fold a story, be able to use the AI to generate things that are truly novel. And those are going to be the people who are going to fucking crush this new thing, whatever it's coming out.
I talked to, that's interesting you say that. I was with the CEO group yesterday, and one of the people that's in it, wife wrote a book, and the first draft of the book was pretty rough, but she used ChatGPT heavily to rewrite a few of the chapters to help her structure it. So she didn't like just slop it out. She went through an iterative process, and it gets back to, how do you avoid slop? What's the solution here? Are we just going to sit here and complain, right? No, there's a way to avoid it. It's by not just putting out the minimum effort, putting out a prompt and expecting a perfect result. It's about iteration. It's about planning. If you're coding, which is what we do, you have to create a plan that you review. Right?
Sorry. I don't know what the fuck he's doing over here.
We just keep saying slop, and then I was thinking about the Tim Robinson skit where they do they sloppy steaks.
Oh, God.
He's like, slop it up, boys. I just looked it up.
He's over here smiling. I can't even listen to you because he's
this is a mall, right?
If you think about it, this is a mall.
This is a mall. I love Tim Robinson. Okay, so switch gears. So another tweet, it got a big reaction, and I'll try to pull it up here, actually. Let's go. I'm probably not even logged in. So you guys know that guy used to work at Google, Luke Roborowski, big UI UX guy that's really famous.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's a really good dude.
Right.
Robleski. I've never known how to say his name. I only knew him through Twitter.
His Luke, was that it?
Oh yeah.
He posted this tweet on October 28th. Design teams are not ready for the new reality, and he presents this image, which is just a GitHub contribution graph. Okay, and I'm sure it's his GitHub contribution graph. And he's a designer. He's a UI UX. He's a quality guy. Like, he's the guy that self-admittedly tweets. He's like, every weekend, me and my children, we pick one drawer to reorganize in the home. And you probably walk into this guy, it's white wall. Like, it probably doesn't have color in his home.
It looks like an Apple
He
store.
probably has one fork,
That's all you need.
It's perfect. It's like the most brilliantly designed fork ever.
Yes, he's like a Johnny Ive, except for one who doesn't drink wine, right? like one of those guys. Super annoying. And I don't know if you guys ever went to school with UI UX designers. They're all annoying, right? Just like absolutely like the human computer interaction study. It's like, go code something.
I'm feeling personally attacked right now.
Anyone who went to art school can fuck off.
Hi, Columbus College of Art and Design representing.
No, but I'm totally kidding. But it's a different discipline. It's a totally different discipline, 100%. Right? Like there's you do you go into all this. You don't just start coding. You plan stuff. You have all this stuff. So anyways, he is pro AI. He's one of those people that's figured it out, I'm sure. Right? He always has, but he retweeted the day later response, and he said the 3 most common responses from design teams on this post: AI coding agents make dev teams way more productive. Is essentially what he's saying is, 1, our role has changed. We're increasingly focused on aligning the work of developers after it lands into the cohesive world instead of doing it beforehand with mockups. 2, we're faster now. We're also faster now with the designers. We are too using AI for code tools to prototype and less often ship code, fix bugs in production. 3, it's just faster slop because AI makes developers faster doesn't mean it makes it good. So those are the 3 responses he got. And he threw that the slop word was the one that caught on.
Right.
Thoughts?
So it's a loaded question, right? Because the reality is I think that everybody could be accelerated with AI. There's no question about it. But just like what social media has done for everything else, it amplifies all of the extremes. And I think AI is going to do a very similar thing where, like, again, you can get in there, you can leverage it, and you can really go and fucking rocket ship yourself. There's going to be a lot of people that don't do it, and then they're going to be kind of judgmental on those that do it.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily fair. And again, my whole angle now with everything that we're doing as America, as a country, is going to be is going to be the middle way. So if I'm doing any arguments, if I'm doing battles with anybody, it's going to be trying to find the middle fucking way, because that's the only way that I see us being able to move forward. Because that pendulum, everybody's just going to keep kicking this fucking pendulum.
The pendulum here is AI is slop.
Right.
The other pendulum is if you don't use AI to write your code, you're doomed.
Right.
Well, yeah.
And go ahead, Jacob.
I was just gonna say, you got Zuckerberg saying AI is gonna solve all, it's gonna come up with novel medicines, blah 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 blah, and then he's got a video of him using AI to turn on his fucking toaster, and it's like, oh, cool. That was like definitely a big time suck for me.
Have you guys seen Neo? Have you seen Neo?
It's teleoperated.
No.
You didn't know that?
No,
you got fooled.
not.
See, you got fooled by robot AI slop. You fucker.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about Neo. For $4.99 a month or $20,000.
So Neo, everybody woke up to Neo on all of they must have spent millions of dollars on this.
Yeah,
advertising
and
campaign.
that guy is the CEO. Is this like Swedish surfboard looking motherfucker?
I'm pretty sure it's a girl. Is it not?
No, I don't think
We're
so.
about to get canceled.
I see. Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I don't want to gender him or her.
No, it
or
looks like
they.
it just works out.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, the Neo home robot order today. Every single thing in this demo was teleoperated.
I did see. So I saw the piece. I saw the piece where they were talking about that if you need to have it do chores that are not trained within the system, that you can go into expert mode, and that it actually then pulls in the telematics person who's going to watch you while you train it, jerk you off, or whatever you're going to have it do. Right?
Did you see this?
No.
Just pre-ordered my Neo robot with 2 extra batteries. It's just they have altered the body.
No, it's going to happen. I'm telling you guys, like we're on the precipice here of where it's not going to be awkward to talk about the sex that I have with my robot little butler.
Dude.
You know, Jarvis is going to get railed in the next 5 years. I guarantee it.
These responses are so
Read
funny.
some of them. Oh God, I wish we could show the screen right now. If you could see the screen.
So there's one where it's just Neo, and it's a picture, and it's the wife with Neo just like swiping. It's like you when you're on your Neo sending you pictures when you're on a road trip, and it's just Neo just like totally with your wife.
Have you seen that? Okay, so have you guys? Have you guys seen the text message exchanges between like boyfriends and girlfriends where like a girlfriend will be like, hey, the plumber came over, and then she sends a picture and it's AI of her with a shirtless plumber guy, like a very ripped, good looking guy. And the boyfriend's like, why is he shirtless? And then it just gets progressive. First of all, I think that's a really bad thing to do if you're in a relationship. I would not pretend. But anyway, they get worse and worse, and the boyfriend's just like panicking. He's like, "Tell him I'll be there in 5 minutes. Tell him, get him off of our bed. Why is he in our bed?" And it's just like, oh my god.
I've watched these kids who do this with this homeless guy who comes to their house, and it's like, "Mom, this homeless guy's here." They're like, "Don't let him in," and then he's sitting at the kitchen table, and they're like hanging out.
Is it all fake?
It's all fake, dude. It's all just kids trolling their fucking parents with AI.
So they're generating AI
Oh
images.
my god, it is so
okay,
hilarious.
by the way, we're watching a video of Neo try to close this dishwasher, and it's just fucking epically failing. It cannot close this dishwasher.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die,
dude.
This is my favorite tweet. The My Neo will rob your Neo, and they've turned it. They've given it a chain. That's racist.
So
there we go. Okay, there we go. If it could,
give
how
me a
much is it per
massage.
month?
It's $4.99 a month.
I would pay $500 a month if it could give me a massage every night.
Give me a massage of your prostate, and it's totally gonna work, dude. Like for $4.99 though. But what's wild about this is that they've really actually they've beat Elon to the punch on what's this thing called? Shit.
Those were all remotely recorded.
Those were all fake too, as well, right?
So it was the Wall Street Journal that came out and exposed that everything in the demo was bullshit.
Yeah. What do you remember? What Tesla's robots were called?
What the hell were they?
Because he had that whole
Optimus.
Yeah. That was all bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So basically, what they're doing is the same thing that Rabbit did, which is they're trying to pre-sell these devices that aren't built yet.
That aren't real.
And they're slopping us.
Wasn't Amazon?
They're slopping.
Wasn't Amazon's cashier list or whatever they called it, the stores, people in call centers?
They're still there. So you can put your credit card in, at Bankers at Gamebridge Fieldhouse and go get a beer and come out with that beer. That is not AI. There is someone on the other end watching.
That's right. That was the angle. Is that they ended up having like a whole army of people over in
Guys,
India
there is
whatever,
someone's job in the Philippines, in India, in Mars. Like I don't want. We've outsourced watching a white guy go to a ball game and getting a beer, so he doesn't have to check out.
And
they've got people watching,
pretending that it's AI.
Pretending that it's AI.
Yeah, because again, that's where the investment is that, hey, listen, I can actually make this technology that pretends that it's AI, and I'm going to get a bunch of investments, but it's actually a bunch of fucking humans in India.
Well, and
buttons.
the reality of it is that you have humans do it to train the model.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's the idea. But I don't know if we actually get there, because these agents that I've been building. So I've got a couple clients that I've been working with trying to build some agents and whatnot. And it's been a lot of fun, a lot of learning experiences. And I always think this idea that, really, if a user asks a question, you should have an orchestrator. And that orchestrator is going to be smart enough to say, here's all the tools that I have access to. Here's all the agents that are part of this chat. Go ahead and disseminate all of this information into a task list and tell this guy to do this and do this. And it never fucking works.
Really?
It works maybe 75% of the time it actually works. And instead what I have to do is that first shot, I have to go and just use regex to basically say, they actually said track. So use the track agent. Now send them off, and now I can at least be cordoned off into a very specific thing. There's this idea that AI right now is this panacea that can just solve all your problems is a fool's errand, and you're going to get bit by it. And so right now, I think the best way that you can think of what AI is, especially from a developer side, and this is what I've been saying to my clients, is that AI gives you the ability to write magical functions. That's it. Gives you the ability to write a function that you can put some input into and do some wild shit that you've never been able to do with predeterministic, code, that you can now do some magic shit and have some magic shit pop out of it. But that's all it's doing. And to pretend, though, that it can actually be intelligent and to navigate all of the complexity, because you just don't know what people are going to ask.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'll take it one step further.
All right.
Every person that I interact with that I am not taking seriously, that thinks or says they're in the AI space, says the word agent. Every person that I know that is good and knows what they're doing does not use that word.
Yeah.
Because they don't fucking trust agentic AI is a sales tactic.
Well, think about it. You're right. What are they trying to replace at all? And maybe eventually these things do. Because your problem is, you need a more specific model.
Totally.
That's trained specifically on what task,
that
whatever.
problem.
But that's why you're at 75. Yeah, we know that. We all know that.
Yep.
But yeah, you're right. Like what they're trying to get at is like, hey, enterprises, you have agents, you have people that are doing things
that have agency.
Now, what if they weren't there? what if you just fired them?
You know, and you know, that is kind of the issue with AI. It's like, did we want to just do the same amount of work?
Right.
Did we want to be the same amount of productive, or did we want to be more productive? Did we want to solve new problems, or just make sure that a cheaper resource is solving the existing problems?
Right. Yeah.
I'm not sure. And maybe that's what Altman's sitting back and going, you guys don't get it.
You'll
be doing something else.
No, we don't get it because the means of we don't own the means of production, and we've never owned the upside of our production. Like we get a little bit.
Sure.
You can always
snippet.
point. Is our life better today than it was 50 years ago?
Sure.
In a lot of ways, yes.
Right.
In a lot of very important categories, yes. But we still but is it as good as it could be if we would have gotten at least our fair share of, let's get Bernie on this.
Yeah.
Our fair share of
Jacob's
the profits.
going all socialist.
Yeah.
On us.
I met someone from Vermont, and I made the mistake of assuming that they liked Bernie, and they were just like, he's batshit crazy, and I was like, yeah, I totally agree. Bye.
The CEO of Waymo is asked, will society accept a death potentially caused by a robot? Response: I think that society will.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no. There's no question that society will absolutely support a death of AI.
No, a death caused by a robot.
No, yeah. So the Waymo car is going to run over somebody. Someone's going to get hit in a Tesla car. Those deaths
have already happened.
Yeah, multiple times, right? Like to a point where like the cover-ups that they're doing.
But does society accept
yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
we have watched
20 deaths a week?
We have watched society not care about how many children get murdered in this country because of guns, because of the way that we've set up our
I think if there's one thing that I totally would allow with AI, it's driving. I don't know if you have never lived in Indianapolis. Come here and study the fucking people that drive cars here.
On 465 specifically.
It's like being in a third world fucking country.
No. I agree.
Actually,
I agree.
But then you went to Rome.
Italy.
That place is crazy.
Okay, I will say Indy is bad, and something happened during COVID where I think it was like nobody was on the streets, so you didn't have to obey laws as much, and that just carried forward because the amount of people I see run red lights.
That's my problem. I'm a non-red light runner.
Same.
Dude,
same,
this morning on a walk, I watched someone, and I get it. They're at a light that takes a long time, and there's no traffic, and you can see very clearly. But I'm like, what is anyway?
Yeah.
But I do agree. Indy is bad. Atlanta's worse.
Is it?
Atlanta's way worse.
Worse.
I mean, I liked it there because I was just whipping around and everyone was just whipping with me. But,
nobody cares.
But Rome was insane. But I actually like how the Italians drive because it's all like gesture and eye contact related. So it's like you get to a spot that's like there's no clear like who should go first.
Right.
You just look at the person and then they're like, yeah, go. And you're not going very fast. That's the other thing. The roads are so small that
exactly. And you're gonna end up hitting your sidebar or your side mirrors together anyway.
But yeah, the people here do drive like insane.
Yeah, and now that they've bumped up the 465 speed limit to whatever it is, it's like it was 50 and everybody was doing 80.
And 55 meant 70.
Exactly. And so now we're at 65, 70,
85.
whatever it is, 80, and now it's like 104.
Yeah, now we'll go however fast my car will go.
Well, and I'm there. Like I'm that guy. And while we're on the topic here, that we have the opportunity to do this for our listeners, that listen. The left lane is for passing and for fast drivers. So if you happen to be in the left lane and you see a red Acura Integra come up on your ass and starts flashing his lights because you're not getting out of the fucking way, realize that you're actually in the wrong. So the left lane, again, this is just a public service announcement from the BigCheese.ai podcast. The left lane is for passing and for speeding. And if you're not doing either of them, you're wrong.
Agreed.
Thank you.
But back to AI driving or what what we were talking about. I think that it makes a lot of sense that we would have cars. So here's upside. You have every car that communicates with each other and they're aware of their space. And like, that's a world I want to live in.
Right.
I mean, yeah, mass transit would be better. It'd be better if we just had like trains that went everywhere.
Okay.
I think society peaked in like 1897.
It did, but so let me tell you about this thought experiment that I had as I was driving a 465, and this was probably about 15 years ago. I'm like, I think eventually we're going to have a thing where all cars have a coupler on the back and the front that allow us just to connect to each other, and then you can basically distribute all of the energy that's being used across the cars across this entire snake of fucking cars that know I'm going to be getting off on Keystone here, so I'm going to break away from the system, and that it was just this train system that would connect. It would never happen.
Well, that would be interesting, and also like how much more efficient would traffic be if we all were aware of like where we're going,
right?
What how fast are we going to go? We're all going to go. If we could go a lot faster.
We could go 150 miles an hour if we all agreed.
Yeah.
I think the biggest mistake the reason why America isn't as cool as Europe is because they built the Model T, right? And they completely lobbied not to create roads instead of they should have had that train. They should have had that interconnected train system so that we could go to the Cubs game on Friday and come back after the game.
Well, did you? First of all, you know that there was a whole train system throughout the Midwest that connected Indianapolis, Chicago, all the major cities. Also, did you know that Amtrak is slowly building? They're getting better, dude. Like they just released a ridiculously out of date train because it took like 10 years longer than it should have, but it goes from DC to New York. It's awesome, but it's progress. Like ridership's up. They're more. They just added a route from like Milwaukee to Chicago. They have the Indianapolis to Chicago runs I think every day, but it takes 5 hours. So like eventually, it's just going to take a lot more time.
Yeah,
and like I'm with you though.
That's the problem though, is like the way that construction projects work and versus like in China. Like if they wanted to build a fucking railroad in China, they'd just fucking do it over a weekend.
Dude, literally over a weekend, and that thing's gonna go 500 miles an hour and get you from Shanghai to fucking Russia in an hour and 50 minutes.
But to Jacob's point, I hope that continues. And it's surprising that it wouldn't but everybody's still just continually focused on these very closed off individualistic household based products, right? Your robot, your car, we're going to have your Uber, and it's like, there's just no New York is like the only fucking city in America that was ever built to sustain that in like the modern life. Like people really do use the subway system in New York.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Right. And I do think there is like Indianapolis isn't big enough to sustain a subway. That's why we have a bus. It's cheap, way cheaper.
But they used to have what do they call them? It wasn't trolleys, but they had those. God, what were they called?
Did we have trolleys?
Yeah.
They had a word for them, but
if you dig any road downtown, you'll get to rail eventually.
Really? Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's why it's so fucking expensive to do any construction downtown.
Because eventually you get to those
rails.
Get to metal.
Yeah. Eventually,
you can dig to
metal.
Like
Ghostbusters 2. Where is the ooze?
There's apparently an entire underground catacombs of Indianapolis. Do you guys know about this?
Yeah. Underneath the city market, you can still. Well, it's closed now, but once they reopen it.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you been down there? Mm-hmm. No shit. Is it pretty cool?
It is pretty cool.
Okay.
It's musty, but like
it smells like my grandma's basement.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. But no, the dream is like, okay, cake can eat it too. Like, what if we all had our own cars and, but, back to your point from a long time ago, will we accept deaths? And I think as long as the ends justify the means, that's how we operate.
Totally.
I mean, maybe as a society in general, but definitely as an American society, like, okay, are we making money? Is it actually easier for me to get to my job?
Totally.
And we don't care about statistics because, like, to me, it's always been about, like, airplane travel. Super safe relative to compared to cars, right?
Yep.
But a plane crash is very devastating because of the psychological aspect of it. Same thing with a Tesla blowing up or the camera's breaking and it driving into a tree.
Right.
I didn't own that. I didn't control that. It's out of my control. That's so scary. Yeah. Even though statistically, I don't know if this is true or not, but I would imagine statistically a Tesla driving on autopilot is safer than any human. Right. You know, because we've got phones and we've got, you know.
Yeah.
Thoughts.
I'm thinking about like where we're at this crossroads of this anticipation, essentially, that the world is going to innovate at a pace that's never been seen before. But the problem that I see is that our leadership in the world is not good.
Oh God, no.
Right. Yeah, so there you basically have the antithesis of progress, but also a fearless capitalist mindset, but it's kind of like oligarchy actually. But like, I don't want to get too political, but my point is like, remember, 10, 12, 15 years ago, we were talking about sustainability. We were talking about green energy. Yeah. We were talking about all this stuff. How do we do more with less, and all that stuff. And with AI, it's like there's a fear that we are going to waste all this energy, right? Like the energy that we're using to solve these problems. What problems are we trying to solve? Right now, we're generating slop and trying to create Ubers that non-sustainable technology, right? Like is having a robot in your home a good way to spend trillions of dollars of capital? Or maybe we should.
I think.
Do you know what I'm saying?
So I think that's the question. Is let's say for $500 a month. For $500 a month, you can have a robot in your house who's going to do your laundry, who's going to clean up and vacuum and do whatever other things you want. In my case, I'm going to have sex with the robot. Are you?
I knew that's where this was going.
I'm not going to have sex with the robot, but for $500 a month, dude. When I saw $500 a month, I'm like. I'm thinking about paying $100 a month to OpenAI to chat with it, and I could have this thing fucking doing random shit in my house.
It's funny. So on CNBC this morning, there was a guy, and he was just smiling, dude, the whole time. And he was probably like a little bit younger. He was probably like between. He's probably, let's say he's 37. Right. He had his slick back hair, and he was a little bit. You could tell he was just he just wasn't like your typical like financial analyst. And he, I think he either was the co-founder of Palantir or he's a huge investor in Palantir.
Right.
But he was an AI expert, AI investing expert, and he was just smiling the whole time. And he just kept saying, "We're crushing it. We're crushing it." And it just threw me for a loop because I'm like, oh my God, the amount of just. This is, to a lot of people right now, this is just a financial instrument.
Right.
Oh,
it's not an actual thing.
No.
Right? That's actually trying to solve, like, I don't know. I just think there's just people laughing all the way to the fucking bank right now, dude.
Yeah, dude. Well, and I think you said something about this earlier, but like at some point we're gonna have to center back on creating value.
Yeah.
Right? Like at some point, like I get it. We're on a race to figure out who can, AGI or like who can build the most data centers so that we can build the capacity to do the things we don't know what we're gonna do yet.
Dude, we're heading to a point in life where you've got people, in the city driving 1994 to a beat up Toyota Camrys and breaking down in the middle of the street. Right. And up north, you've got people flying around in jets and ones, right? And getting their groceries delivered, with flying cars. Like that's literally what we're headed to. We're headed to this post, middle class world where like the rich people have these unbelievable toys and lifestyles, and everybody else still can't just. It's like they don't even have a fucking grocery store in their neighborhood. Right. Yeah. Somebody's got to solve that shit.
I know.
Because the real supply of energy is being constrained by AI. Okay, that causes massive inflation. Okay. The world, the consumption levels, and maybe GLP-1s are just going to save the world, right? Because the consumption of all food is just going straight down because people are just pressing the stomach shrink button. But Did you know? So check this out. So you can take these drugs that make you not hungry, right? Okay. Well, guess what they're doing next?
They're making your dick bigger.
No.
Yes.
I gotta go.
I wasn't going there.
Hold on, real quick. So this is actually a finding that they're and it's not just because all of a sudden the skin starts retracting and all of a sudden you realize you've got more dick. It's that it's literally adding more dick to the equation.
I would invest in every pharmaceutical.
I say take back everything I ever said.
They're worth it.
Invest.
But here's one of the side effects of taking the GLP-1s or whatever you call it, the weight loss drugs is obviously you don't eat, your stomach gets smaller, but because of that you lose energy and you have muscle loss. So if you have people that you know that have been on those drugs for a long time, they look different. They don't just look skinnier; they look smaller. They look
Ozempic face.
It's the Ozempic. It's some of the muscles have started to kind of. Well, guess what? They're coming out with drugs that offset that side effect and create massive muscle increases.
We're talking about steroids.
No, they're not steroids.
What?
They're drugs that are in the same. They're drugs.
Yeah.
So they're
we like that.
Steroids are drugs, dude.
I know, but it's not that type of drug. It's one that changes your body chemistry. It figures out how to get your body to create a reaction that it would.
Does
otherwise.
it shrink your dick?
It shrinks
because
your,
if it shrinks your dick,
guys, we're living in a world where you got anorexia pills and steroids that don't make your dick small and have pimples.
You just pay $250 a month for pills that make you the exact same.
Dude, no, shit you not. There are people that are going to be walking around in 5 years that are jacked, that are skinny, that do not work out, that don't do shit,
who have a huge dog,
and then their dogs are going to be heading out. Why do you keep going there?
Sorry.
No, seriously, riding around their jets and ones.
Seriously, no, and the difference between before we would say there's a income disparity between the poor and the rich, right? Like there's going to be like we're watching the physical manifestation of that now happen. And you're going to see it when people can start designer ordering their babies, right? When all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can actually pay to have my child.
Well, and why did that start to begin with? Okay, I caught, and this isn't bad. I'm not going to ever bash something like this, but I have this gene, and this gene is predisposed to this type of cancer.
Right.
So I'm going to
fix it.
I'm going to I'm going to naturally select my eggs that don't have this gene.
Right. And you know what?
And that's going to just keep going.
Exactly.
I was a small kid, and I turned out just okay.
You're super.
But if I could choose my child to be 6 foot instead of 5'8",
exactly,
I would probably do that.
Same.
Might kill Shivangi, but what was I gonna say? Oh my gosh, what were we talking about right before that?
Big dongs.
God damn it.
No, but no, you're 100% right though. That like again, if you have the choice where you're gonna want your offspring to have an advantage, then you're going to choose that advantage, and just because naturally that's what we do as humans. So I assume that's kind of the direction.
Yeah,
we're going.
yeah. And I was gonna mention Gattaca. That was it.
Well,
right.
Great movie. Great movie.
But this is where I will always go to, which is like it's kind of disappointing that the humans keep choosing this path, and I think that it is led by American capitalism and American culture at some level. I don't think every culture.
Point?
The thing is that every time there's an innovation, we just create self-serving technologies with it. We created Facebook. We created Twitter.
I think what you're saying is capitalism can only go so far. Like, I love capitalism. It's been really great. I love it a lot, and it's gotten, it is the best mechanism that we have to drive innovation.
Right.
But at some point, if all you're trying to do is squeeze more monthly revenue, recurring revenue out of somebody and not add any more value, it's like, what are we doing?
Right. Well, and also you're not trying to, you're looking at it from a perspective of what has worked with people that spend money. So you sell products to who? Usually businesses or consumers, right? But what we found to be most effective, like what ChatGPT has found out, is that selling to consumers is very effective.
All right.
Right? Like that's their customer right now. Like, I'm sure that they have all these other deals, but at the end of the day, they're focused on the end consumer. They want end consumers to start paying them $20 a month, and then they're going to get more and more and more.
Didn't they just announce a integration with Etsy and Shopify?
Sure.
So you can buy directly from ChatGPT.
Like they're going to IPO at $1 trillion valuation. But the issue that I have is that everything in America, everything in the market is focused on consumption of the American consumer. And that is great. But at some point, you've got to have a utilitarian kind of mindset of what can we do as a society to increase to have a tide that lifts all boats.
That really raises all boats.
Right, because all the things that we're doing isn't focused on that at all. And I think what these rich fucks are going to realize is that once they price everybody out and they put everybody out of the marketplace, they lost their market.
Exactly.
And then people are going to be fucking pissed and revolt and kill them.
Right. Yeah. 100%.
It's going to be the French goddamn Revolution all over again.
Exactly. I don't know enough about Russia, but also isn't there a chance we just turn into Russia, where like all the oligarchs own everything and everyone else just like goes along because?
Well, I mean, we're on our way there, right? Like we've got the technical oligarchs.
I mean, did you see the videos of the Amazon employees leaving the centers, and they were all crying, and it's like.
Right.
And these people, they found a way to get a job that paid them more than $20 an hour.
Right. And how many people was it? Like
it was 30,000 people. And it wasn't just the dock workers and the supply, the supply chain folks. It was also people on
AWS document the people who write all the documents for AWS were like,
and also
they sucked. They needed to go. Sorry, fuck them.
And unfortunately, Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, it's probably going to take too long for, I don't know, man. I don't know enough about macroeconomics, but like think about it. Like AWS, what do they need? Well, they need two things. They need people to keep buying servers from them, and then they need people to keep shopping at their bookstore.
Right.
And
bookstore.
Is that what they started doing? Is that how it started?
With books?
Yeah, books.
Is that how it started?
Online, books online.
It's been so long, I forgot.
You young buck.
But what I'm saying is like, if you cut out the lower middle class, all these people who have been given an opportunity to like have a decent living, like. At some point, that's gonna come reap. You gotta reap what you sow, right?
Exactly.
Like, I don't know.
They're gonna come roost.
I think that there's a future where it doesn't take much energy to keep someone alive, and because of social media and phones, they can just basically just shell up like Ready Player One, right? Just plug into the Matrix. And I think that the dark hand is kind of waiting for that.
Yeah.
Like they're just going to be like, all right, all you people, we're just going to just plug into them fucking Meta. Zuckerberg's going to, do a dog and pony. Yeah. Like, but that's not what we want. Like we want all people to thrive.
Right.
And if I guess.
Okay. So sorry, real quick on that point is I don't think that we all want people to thrive.
No, we don't.
And that's the part that I don't understand is that there seems to be a big portion of American population right now that is actually more concerned about people who theoretically might do some shit.
No, they want to create a system and a situation where the winners are pre-selected.
Right.
Well, yeah, and the scarcity mindset is real. Like if you're sitting here thinking, I don't really have any value, but I'm a white male, which this may or may not be true about me. But you're sitting here and you're like, oh man, I like this world where people just, what if I was like 6'2", good looking and was a great financial advisor, right? And then all of a sudden the paradigm shifted and everyone trusted really short women.
Yeah.
Right. And I'd be upset. I would probably tell everyone that those women don't know anything about finance.
Exactly.
And I do. You know what I mean? Like, and this, how is that really any different? It's
Totally.
like we're talking about like what the perception of society is and who are the predetermined winners.
Right.
And that might be shifting because we're talking about equality, which we all here agree is a good thing for
100%.
for we're rising rising tides.
Right.
But if it hurts people and there's fear and anger and all that shit and that's where you get to people don't have the best interests of society in general.
But what I struggle with is that like a lot of them are sitting here like arguing against people who are kind of like who are in the same kind of boat as them.
Yeah.
Right? Like a lot of these people that I'm watching are not necessarily super wealthy, and they're sitting there and they're being like, yeah, all these people that are on Snap, they should have saved their money and they should have done whatever. And I'm just like, dude, you're like literally one paycheck away from being there.
Everybody thinks that they're different. When you hear, this is a joke I've heard on Instagram, but like I use Q-tips for my ears, right?
Right.
And they tell you not to do that, right?
Yeah.
But not me, because I'm careful. Right? So it's the same thing. We're like, if I have to use Snap, it's because I've had a hard go of it.
Right.
I'm a great person that's hardworking.
Totally.
Because I do, and you might, that actually is probably true, because most people are not pieces of shit. Like most people are hardworking and want the best for their lives and blah, blah, blah. But it's easy to think everyone else who's maybe a threat. What if there's not enough Snap? Like there isn't.
Guys, it's time to buy Figma stock.
Okay.
49. Oh shit!
And this is not advice on stocks.
This is
no,
advice on
we're
stocks.
not. We're not financial.
I'm not a
advisors,
financial. But
but
look.
$49.
It's created a bottom.
So
Figma Make.
Okay, no. So I've got some opinions on Figma Make.
Oh, I want to hear it.
Okay, so Tiff and I with TheraProof, so we're back together again now that she's fired me.
TheraProof is the startup that Brandon's working on.
Yes, and so great company, basically helping parents who have children with disabilities be able to find the right therapies. Anyway, so part of the thing, I've been doing the website and I've been managing it, it's WordPress, and we just constantly get hacked. I mean, like every fucking day, someone's doing an attack vector on the TheraProof website, and I'm like, dude, can I just convince you, Tiff, to go to Figma Make or to go to Lovable and to build a website that matches what you want, and I'll help you kind of get through there. And so she started with Figma Make and ended up building everything. What's interesting about Figma Make is that Figma Make has made a decision that when you're doing your little chat session, you're doing it within a component. You're not doing it within the whole application, right? Like, so think about Lovable and anybody else, you do it within the application.
Which is such a big context window.
Huge, right? But so all of a sudden she shows me what she built and I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. But then I realize all of it is a single component. One single component for the entire website.
Oh, that's stupid. I thought you were about to give a thesis on modularization of AI.
No. So again, they took a different approach, and I don't think that there's people who have the mental model to even understand like what you're doing.
Well, Figma is the best positioned company to own design to code. Lovable is not.
Well,
they're not.
But we ended up, so I was like, all right, now go and take your same exact things and go to Lovable.
And it was probably better.
And it was better.
Yeah, that's I guess the point I'm trying to make is like, you just got all this capital, go do something with it, right? Like you're already
$48 and it's down. It looks like it's like, what is that, 6 months?
Yeah,
ago?
I mean, so I mean, this is very typical of an IPO these days. Is it really IPO? You know, all the rich people got it below this fucking where the fucking even chart even starts
before it even starts.
Yeah, so they all get in. Yeah. Then they rug pull everyone, right? After they get up 400%, and then it just dies down until us retail investors come in and say, "Where's the bottom?" and then we buy it.
Right,
yeah,
I mean, Facebook IPO'd. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but Facebook ended up IPOing around $33 a share.
Right.
Let's ask ChatGPT if I'm right.
I got a share of Figma at 33.
Yeah,
one
you did.
share.
You got one share. They literally ration shares.
Yeah, and
they ration shares.
We have no way of knowing. Like, there's no transparency, in my opinion, of how these are allocated. I put in for a lot. I requested a lot of Figma because I just. IPOs with that much hype are most likely going to skyrocket for the first couple weeks.
Dip.
Yeah,
right.
I don't care if I get flagged as a IPO trade flipper or whatever.
Okay, yeah. So Facebook IPO'd May 18th, 2012 at $38 a share. The offering raised $16 billion and valued the company at roughly $104 billion. After the IPO, the stock dropped sharply, and it bottomed out at $18 a share. I bought that stock at $19 a share.
No kidding.
Yes.
Nice.
And I sold it at $23. It's at $667 a share.
It's probably split.
Look at this fucking chart.
Yeah, and it has. It's
look at that.
Split like 3 times.
But here's the thing. Look at that.
1,600%.
Here's the problem. I do this all the time because I have bought stocks very low. I bought a good amount of AMD at like 68 cents or something.
Holy shit.
And then, or whatever, $2, I don't know, something very low.
right.
And now it's at like 260 or something like that. And it's probably split a few times in there. But the problem is, like, if you look at this chart, there's no way I am not selling once that sharp decline happens. You see that?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
if
right,
I could
right,
tell
right.
the future, yeah.
Yeah.
for
But
sure.
everybody
But-
dips. The moment that you see that dip, you're like, all right, I
Yeah,
gotta
well,
get
it's
out of here.
but that's where scared money don't make money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the
I did
other
that with,
the other thing
so
is
real quick. I did
yeah.
that with the
Bitcoin.
crypto.
Yeah.
So the crypto all dipped like 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago or whatever, and I'm like, I just happened to like log into my Coinbase. I'm like, oh well, shit, I'm just gonna buy a bunch of stupid shit, and I made a killing.
Yeah, that's awesome. I saw a really old YouTube video where this kid was like buying his 1,000th Bitcoin. And his mom was like, "What you doing, buddy?" And he's like, "Mom, I'm buying my 1,000th Bitcoin." He's not a kid. You know, he's like 19 or something.
Right.
But I'm just like, I fucking hate myself.
He's literally sitting on like $1 billion.
There was a guest on CNBC. I watch it every morning when I'm getting ready. There was a guest on CNBC. And it was this old guy, and he was just talking about Bitcoin, and he was like, "Yeah, Bitcoin is an asset. It's not some special thing, though. It's subject to liquidity." And he showed that they showed the chart. Right. When the market goes down, Bitcoin goes down because there is no value in Bitcoin.
None.
So what I mean, and I think that there will be. It's starting to become more. They're betting on it becoming way more normalized than it is. Like you can't use Bitcoin as, like, for example, collateral on a loan.
Right.
Like if you wanted to go get a loan at JP Morgan Chase, you can't use their Bitcoins as collateral. They won't consider that as an asset. So little things like that hurt it. But he just like shows like when people sell and when their value of their assets are decreased and they need cash, Bitcoin is hyper exposed to that. It is not a fucking currency.
Right.
It is an alternative asset like gold.
Which is why it goes up.
Right.
Which is why it goes up.
Yeah.
But the point of it is just like it's not some special thing. And also, this is something that people don't. I got exposed to this is you get taxed by these fucking exchanges when you sell your Bitcoin, and it's not FDIC insured. So when you're holding that as a currency reserve, like you're exposed. Like if I just put my stuff in the dollar and it gets 4% interest because of the Fed. Yeah. That's FDIC insured, and they sweep it to different banks.
I think Coinbase is FDIC insured.
Sure, but when you're holding Bitcoin,
when you have your own wallets and you don't have any, like you're not keeping it on any exchange or anything, you are 100% not protected by dog shit.
Yeah, so like the whole premise of it is fucking horseshit. I do own it. I do own
Dude,
some
wait,
Bitcoin.
what are you doing here? What is this? In ChatGPT, you looked up a chart?
Yeah, a stock chart.
Yeah.
What?
So no. What's really
I just
interesting
use it for it's like literally the internet.
What?
they're starting to incorporate the UI elements into chat, and so I've started doing that too. So I've started rebuilding some aspects of Nomi because I'm tracking my calories because I'm turning into a fat fuck, and so I was like, I actually want. I don't want to like track individual stuff. I want to be able to go to a chat interface and say, hey, I ate a chicken sandwich, I had a glass of water, and I had a beer. And have it go, okay, you tracked water at 12 ounces, you had a chicken sandwich, which was probably like 300 calories or whatever it is. Yeah. And so I started building this, and then I realized that I need to have these like UI elements because like Nomi was so much about, hey, show me how my sleep is. And so I'm now basically taking it where I can say, hey, chart out the last 2 weeks of my sleep, and it comes up and it's like, oh, he needs this tool, and here's the component. Dude. So yeah, I think that's where it goes. It's gonna be cool.
I was using my Whoop the other day to track a workout, and they've got this cool feature that you can add every exercise that you did. And a couple like Whoop, if you're listening, a couple things that are annoying. You can't, from what I can tell, you can't build your workout as you're doing it.
Okay.
One, which is annoying. You have to after you're done, you track your activity. You say I worked out, I lifted weights, and then say what did you lift, and then you go in and add it. Now you can use pre-built workouts. So if you're doing a lot of people do the same workout over and over again, which makes sense. You can just build it once and use it again. But what I really wanted was the ability to chat with it. It's got a chat bot in there for the coach. I just want to tell you, I did Romanian deadlifts with dumbbells.
Right.
Now go add that to my list.
And just track it.
Instead, I have to type in Romanian.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Found it.
Totally.
What weight did I do? You know, like
yeah, dude.
I want to do it as I'm. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just those
No,
types
it
of
is.
things are slightly annoying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like and eventually we get to a point where I can just watch you do it and then be like, all right, good. We got
The
it, we got
robot will be in a
the
cup chair.
Neobi will sit there watching you fucking
Cup
doing your
chair,
workout.
You're doing great. That lip looked really good.
All right, so we're gonna close with one roundtable question, and it's a very important question.
Okay, seriously.
Very important question. Tomorrow is Halloween. We're gonna start with Jacob. What is your favorite scary movie?
Ooh, favorite scary movie. That's a good one. Ooh. Come back to me. I got.
I'm gonna come back on. I'm gonna come on his back. I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick either Nightmare on Elm Street was my thing, like back in the day.
That's so your age.
And let me totally right, because I'm an old fuck. But here's the thing about Nightmare on Elm Street, and I tell this story anytime that I'm working with a client or even as a job, is that so there was a buddy of mine, Ben Kruger. Ben, if you're having to, you won't listen to this, but if you do, hey. So Ben was not very good at drawing, but he had this amazing ability to take these wild ideas and kind of like sketch them out. And so I would take his drawings and then I would finish them. But we both were obsessed with Nightmare on Elm Street. Nice. So he would draw these like just like kind of shitty representations of Freddy Krueger, and I would take them and I would finish them, and it would just be and that has been like a marker for my entire career, is that I'm really good at taking someone's rough ideas and turning them into things that are like fucking on point. And so I give everything to Ben Kruger for me identifying that, and Freddy Krueger as well.
Yeah.
Ben Kruger and Freddy Krueger. Holy shit. I've never even made the connection that they had the same last name.
Yeah, you're fucking, that was easy. I did that.
Fuck.
What you got?
I don't know if this will count for you guys, but the movie Get Out. That's the first one that came
Oh,
out.
sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
It counts.
You're young.
Yeah.
You're 12.
I still got my.
Well, there was a renaissance in scary movies. Obviously, the Jordan Peele. That's the Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he can kind of change
He did.
the way
He changed the
that
game.
scary movies were made, and scary movies went through many different iterations. And I think that the way they started was in the demonic world, like The Omen, Rosemary's Baby, The Exorcist, right, and that was like the 1970s, and then the 80s was like
gore,
like it was like gory monsters, and and just and then we had obviously our first slasher movies,
right. When you had Blair Witch, kind of was
Blair,
was like one of the
those
first.
that was another era.
What was
And
the grunge?
that Paranormal
right.
Activity probably doesn't happen. That's Blair Witch happened. Those types of movies. Yeah, but I think
What was yours? You didn't say.
My favorite. Yeah, no, I mean my favorite scary movie is Scream.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a really good one.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
But I think that because it's so meta, you can't really say it's your favorite scary movie. Because it's a movie on movies.
Yeah, right. Right.
Like they even say, like
they fourth wall that shit.
Yeah, they fourth walled it. That was it was almost IP at that point. But I think that my favorite scary movie has to be the original Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
I mean it's just a perfect movie.
My
in so many ways.
My least favorite scary movie.
What's that?
It.
Oh, fucking
You want to know
clowns.
why?
Why?
Because when I was like 10 years old, my parents rented that shit from Blockbuster, and they said you can't watch it.
You watched it.
And I said, okay. I pretended to go to bed, but then I snuck back downstairs and watched the entire movie from behind our family room recliner. And I couldn't take a shower for like 6 years. I shit you not. Every time, I'm sure I've told you the guest story, but every time I'd wash my face, it was like a fucking.
As fast as you
I
could.
gotta get this soap out of my eyes.
Dude, that shit's traumatizing. I got traumatized. I got traumatized by Poltergeist
Oh yeah, that was
because that movie was rated PG.
Yeah,
Was it?
right. Oh
Yes.
yeah, which is bananas.
What?
Bananas, a Steven Spielberg move.
Yeah.
That is a.
You're kind of like that's surprising because that seems like that's about a decade past your age range.
It was on TV.
Okay, so because I saw it when it like came out.
I think that movie
was
came out
like,
in 1984.
Yeah, so in '84 I would have been like 8. I
And it was
think.
1982.
Okay. Oh shit.
You know,
so I
somebody-
would have been 6.
The girl died. I mean, that movie was fucking possessed.
There's a lot of weird shit that happened with that. All the cast members of that. There's like beyond the one person dying. There's like multiple people that had issues, and I watched that at 6 years old, and absolutely scarred me.
You ever seen The Client?
4 actors that were in that movie died soon after the filming of the series.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell. Whew. Yeah, it wasn't a good day to be on the Poltergeist crew.
Yeah, no, I love movies.
Great movie.
I'm creating a movie database with AI and totally vibe coding it.
What are you gonna call it?
I don't know. I have 9,000 movies so far in the database.
No shit.
Yeah, I took the list from there's a website called Watch Mode, and it has where a movie is available from a streaming perspective.
Oh, nice.
On their API, and you can pay for the API, so you can create I'm sure Roku uses it to deep link and things like that and power their search. It's just a manual. I'm sure it's like a manually created scraping service that just creates its own database. But what I did is as I use their API, I get 1,000 free requests, and I figured out how to batch them to get more data. I got every single movie that's available for rent on Amazon, which I concluded would include all good movies.
Right.
Because there's so many movies that you go to Amazon and you're like, try to stream it, and you're like,
yeah,
it's not fucking available, and it's a good movie.
Right.
Because I like watching good movies, and I like watching 90s movies.
Yep.
You know?
It's also my least favorite thing when you Google like a movie and it says, "Oh, it's available on Amazon or whatever," and then you're like, "Well, to buy."
Yeah, to
I
buy.
want to know
exactly.
what
and
platform.
For $39,
I
you
own
can buy
every.
it.
I subscribe to every platform. Tell me the one that
I've
offers
got.
it. Yeah.
It's so annoying. Right. And one of I shared the idea with our team, and one of our employees shared this chart, and it was basically like any media before 2015 is slowly disappearing.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Right.
And
I
I don't know why.
I just learned the other day that 30 Rock had a couple of their episodes washed. You can't buy them anymore because they did blackface or something.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like,
but that stuff is,
right.
it becomes worth money. And so my goal is to build a physical. I have lots of DVDs.
Yeah.
So I'm going to build, and I don't like streaming.
Right.
So I'm going to just continue. Like I've bought consistently about 4 DVDs a week. I've been going through the list. But anyways, it's going to be, the list of those movies is 26,000 movies. 1970 to 2025 is 26,000 movies.
Shit.
I've got all the metadata, cast member data, directors. I got all the movie posters.
Nice. That's going to be like my Plex server.
Yeah. I'm going to be the anti-Plex. I'm going to do it all physical copies.
Wow. Okay.
Dude,
Yeah. There you go.
Maybe one day we'll have a small movie rental store and just sit in there and.
We had that
Fucking
at Rosalind.
Blockbuster.
I worked at the movie rental in
That's badass.
yeah, there
you
was
didn't
just
tell me that.
Yeah, it was just my God, what was the name of the little anyway.
Johnny's porn shop.
It was the game room downstairs, and I worked in there, and people would come and scan the QR or the barcode, and I would give them the movie. And,
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right.
All right,
That's
hey,
it.
That's it.
Happy freaking Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Hey, go build stuff that helps the world so that I can feel better about my existence.
Please.
Please. Have a good one. Peace.
Goodbye.